Good Sunday morning, everyone. I thought I would take a little bit of time today to express thank you to all the people that has been involved with our organization from day one. It has not been easy transformation going from fair treatment reform and reentry to change Ohio. But I realized over the years, and we did this with FTRR, is we have always reached out to other organizations to see what common ground are we able to work together on. Um, I think we're starting to make progress with it. And we're going to start doing a video every Sunday night at 6 p.m. on Voices of Reform talk show, hosted by myself and Candace Sanchez, or as known as Candace Rucker Rhodes. Um, it's going to be really exciting because there's so much that can be discussed. We'll do interviews. Um, we have people calling in from different prisons and sharing their thoughts, maybe their stories with some of us. Um, so we'll start tonight. I'm not sure what the topic will be. And we may do it also throughout the week periodically. I don't know. I'm known to do videos just, at a tip of a hat. If I have something on my mind, I want to express it and express my thoughts. I think Candace is doing a great job leading our organization, and she's gonna just get stronger. She came in not knowing she was president to being a full blown president and doing a great job. So this is gonna be the start. Yesterday we had a marathon to raise money because no group or organization can function without any type of funds. We're working towards our 501c3 again, and we have to promote our cause. We have to promote videos so that the word can get out on exactly what we're doing and how we're trying to help and who needs help. There's a lot that is going on. Hi, Nikia. And Nikia, I got to meet her. I think it was through Edward Long, who's on death row in Ohio, who's a tremendous guy who was wrongfully convicted along with Demonte Graham on death row. Our number one goal is to abolish the death penalty in Ohio, then fight for their innocence. We want to first spare their life and then fight for their innocence. You tell people they can't kill, but then the state has the right to kill. That just doesn't make sense. Or you claim to be pro-life from the moment of conception to natural death, but then you believe in killing. That makes no sense again. And I'm pro-life, so I'm going by that philosophy. And that's an example of some of the people that we're trying to work and help. I did not go out and say we're going to do the whole death penalty, like Ohio's against execution. That was not my plan, but I think as an organization, we have to take a stand that we're opposed to it. And we have to do whatever it takes to abolish it. And also to bring out the stories on these people so that see that they're just like you and I. Some maybe committed horrible crimes. That's understandable. But that does not mean they should necessarily die in prison. I'm a personal believer that if God changed my life, he could change anyone. I was wrongfully convicted, but not totally innocent. There's a difference. A lot of the people that we're working with are totally innocent. And we have to get their stories out there so that the average person can learn really what we're talking about. Because I heard a person say the other day, well, they're all guilty because they're locked up. And I was thinking, that's sad because they just don't know it could have been them and it may be them someday. So really, I wish people would wake up and start seeing the differences, that really needs to be taking place. We are trying to raise money. Our goal is to raise $500 in 2 weeks. We have a fundraiser. It's on my timeline. We raised so far $120. So we have a ways to go. Each month, though, we have to raise at least $200 to function, unless we're going to have to shut down. You can't run an organization without any type of funds. We have statewide events periodically, and who knows what the winter is going to hold. We don't have nothing planned necessarily during the winter months, but we're going to have a lot of YouTubing to do and responding to inmates and all that. So we have a lot of things that's going to take place this coming Saturday. And if you could spread the word, on the corner of South High and State Street in Columbus from 1 to 3 p.m., we are protesting that we felons have a right to meet with our legislators. No matter what our past is like, we have the right to vote, so we have the right to meet with our legislators. We had a legislator that stated, well, he wants to pass a law where they're going to screen, do background checks on any felons that meets with them. And that was more or less a knock at me, which is fine. But that's not okay. And the same legislator talks about forgiveness, about how God can work in people's lives, but he's judgmental, and he's a state rep. And I may be Republican, but I vote both sides of the aisle. I vote for the candidate. I vote for the one that is honest, the one that will treat people with respect, and one that will not look at someone's past. Their past does not necessarily define them, because like I said, if God has changed my life, he can change other people's as well. In 1 John 1:9, it says that he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. And that does not mean certain sins he'll forgive. I remember as a child being taught, when you ask for forgiveness, he throws it in the depths of the sea and remembers no more. So if we're to be more like Christ-like, does that mean we should be more judgmental? God judges, not us. It's okay to tell a Christian brother, hey, maybe I wouldn't do that or something. That's fine. Hold them accountable. But when people make the mistakes, let's pray for them. Let's help them. Let's encourage them. And that's one reason I like to call us faith-based. Everybody on our board has a strong faith. And, I think, I can remember the time I received Christ. I was 13 years old. But when I was locked up, I was hateful, angry, mad at everybody in the world. So I decided to go through the Horizon Initiative that was run by Jeff Hunsinger at the time. And, I remember being called into his office daily. He would say, well, I heard you smoking in the bathroom again. I said, no, Jeff, that was not me. That was not me. This went on for about a month. Finally, Jeff walked in and he said, he called me smoking. He said, I thought that wasn't you. He said, it wasn't. Now it is. So I just played it off. But I remember I think it was on Thursday mornings, all the different faiths had their devotions. We had Islam in there. We had Wiccan, because it was interfaith. And different ones, and I went to the Christian ones, and I remember, the chaplain and Jeff saying that, it's time to make a commitment to Christ. And, and I kept posting out, but one night I went to a Kairos reunion thing, and I got back to my bunk, and that's when I rededicated my life. I said, I can't keep living like this. I can't keep hating people because of whatever the reason is. I didn't like anybody that was a different race than me. I didn't like anybody that was just not the same as me. And I hated myself, so I guess I didn't like myself. But now some of my closest friends are Black. I have less white friends now than I did back then, because I found out so many of them are racist against ex-offenders. I have never been mentally abused since I've been out, from people, and a lot of them call themselves Christians. I remember, I took 3 guys to a church one time here in Columbus, and the pastor came up to us and says, you guys are not welcome here. You all came out of prison. And so we went to another church. Same thing happened there. I mean, so finally we found a church, and it was the United Methodist Church for All People on Parsons Avenue, Parsons and East Whittier in Columbus, Ohio. I'm not Methodist by no means. I grew up in the Baptist faith, but I like to call myself just a plain Christian, a follower of Christ. So we have to pull together and we have to convince others that we're worthy, of being in society, that we have that right. We have family members that love us. We have children, mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews that love us. And keeping people in, till they die naturally inside of prison is not going to change the outcome of what brought them to prison. Our number one goal with Change Starts With Us Ohio is no new victims. I read the papers. I don't watch the news too much because there's so much of the propaganda that's on the news. But, I see some of the crimes being committed, but I also see some of the ones that convicted them before the trial by broadcasting it all over the place. I remember watching Demonte Graham's sentencing. He's a young man that's on death row that we've been working with. And he looked like he was a 13-year-old kid. And I don't think he comprehended what was going on. And he was, I watched part of his trial, and the judge did not let a lot of things in that I think should have been in. I'm not an attorney, though. And then I've heard, in Medina County, where the judges, especially Kimball, won't let a lot of stuff in. And now we're finding one thing in common: a lot of sentencing out there. We have two people that was sentenced on sexual offense from the same judges, got the same sentence. We have another guy on death row from Medina, and they all claim they were treated unfair. Now, I think the courts are important, but I think we need to reform the process of people, for one, bail, because the Eighth Amendment says no bail should, be unpayable, and then when you see these $1 million, $2 million, $3 million bonds, that's going against our own Constitution, amendments. Now the First Amendment, a broadcaster from out of Cincinnati says, I should have no right to be at a protest. We have the right, freedom of speech, assembly. So if he tells me that's a violation of my rights. And believe me, I'm not proud of my past. And if anybody wants to know my past, they could look it up, or I will share it with you. I have no problem with it, because I was delivered by, by the prayer of God, and I know that I have changed, and I know so many other people have changed. I would like to really reach out for those that don't understand our system, and I'd love to talk to you. You can call me at 380-799-3868. Again, that is 380-799-3868. Or you could email us at changestartswithusohio@gmail.com. Again, that is changestartswithusohio@gmail.com. Can everybody hear me? Our website is www.changestartswithusohio.org. Can everybody hear everybody or no? Nakia, can you hear? Because we have somebody that says he can't hear me on there, and I've had other people tell me that as well. We do have it on YouTube as well, Jimmy. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, everybody, at Change Starts With Us Ohio on YouTube, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need to get up to 1,000 people on this so we can go live all over. Our mission is to assist and to help. Everybody enjoy your Sunday, and go Browns.